The studio lights came up, warm and steady, casting a familiar glow over the set that had welcomed countless mornings. The audience clapped politely, the music faded, and cameras rolled with practiced rhythm, yet there was a subtle shift in the energy that no one could miss. It wasn't loud or obvious, but it was felt. A pause in the usual flow, a gentle stillness that invited reflection rather than routine. Kelly and Mark moved through the motions with their usual warmth, but beneath the smiles there was a softness, a sense that something meaningful was about to unfold. In that quiet, viewers leaned in unknowingly, sensing that today's moments wouldn't follow the usual script, and that behind the familiar faces, honesty and reflection were about to take center stage. The smile that speaks. Kelly stepped forward with a smile, one that had always radiated warmth and confidence, yet today it carried layers of thoughtfulness. Her eyes held a trace of quiet reflection, her gestures measured as though she was gathering herself for a moment of sincerity. Beside her, Mark offered his familiar steady presence, greeting the audience with warmth while mirroring her calm. They settled into their usual positions, but instead of banter, there was a gentle pause that stretched across the studio. It was a silence that asked nothing of the audience but invited them to feel, to witness. There was no rush, no pressure, just a human connection forming across the cameras, the lights, and the microphones, quietly reminding everyone that behind performance, there are real, lived experiences, rich with emotion and reflection. Finding truth in silence. The quiet lingered, neither forced nor uncomfortable, but full of honesty that drew the audience in. Kelly's hands rested lightly, her fingers intertwined in a grounding gesture, and she took a steadying breath that carried the weight of experience. "Good morning," she said softly, pausing, letting the words breathe before continuing. There was no theatrics, only a gentle acknowledgement that this moment was different, one that didn't fit neatly into schedules or routines. Viewers felt the sincerity without needing further explanation. The stillness itself spoke volumes, creating space for reflection, empathy, and connection. It was a reminder that sometimes silence is not empty. It is an invitation, a bridge between hearts, and a moment of quiet truth in a world that often rushes past the gentle and the sincere. Sharing beyond the script, Kelly's words went beyond the cameras, beyond the studio lights, connecting directly to the millions who had welcomed her into their mornings. She spoke with thoughtful clarity about time, growth, and gratitude, reflecting on the journey of balancing public expectation with personal experience. Her voice carried authenticity, revealing not confessions, but genuine reflections, a willingness to share wisdom earned through years of living fully in the public eye. The audience sensed this honesty because it was unpolished and real, each word delivered without embellishment or performance. It was a rare invitation into someone's internal landscape, a gentle reminder that behind every familiar face there is a story, a thought, a moment of reflection that shapes how they show up in the world. The courage to be unscripted. There was no teleprompter, no prepared phrasing, only thoughts spoken aloud for the first time. Kelly reflected on the comfort of routine, the pressure of expectation, and the importance of recognizing oneself amidst repetitive cycles. She described the gentle tension between performing and simply being, acknowledging that life often asks us to balance presence with reflection. The audience felt this honesty deeply, understanding that courage is not always in grand gestures but in the quiet act of speaking your truth. It was a reminder that stepping into authenticity can feel vulnerable, yet it creates connection and trust, proving that the simplest moments, spoken sincerely, can carry the deepest meaning in a world that often values performance over presence. Embracing change. Gently. Kelly spoke about evolution in life, about how routines we cherish can shift naturally over time. She highlighted the balance between gratitude for what has been and openness to what is coming, showing that growth and appreciation can coexist. Her reflections were tender, without dramatics, acknowledging that life is not static and that the willingness to change is not a departure from joy, but an embrace of life's fluidity. Viewers felt invited to consider their own experiences, recognizing the beauty in transitions and the value of noticing when it's time to pause, reflect, or evolve without guilt. The message was clear. Change is natural, gentle, and necessary, and honoring it is an act of self-respect. The rhythm of everyday life. She reflected on the comfort of familiar mornings, the repetition that offers security but can also subtly limit presence, There was no complaint, only awareness, an acknowledgement that living fully sometimes requires slowing down, savoring small moments, and observing life without rushing to perform. It was a gentle encouragement for viewers to notice their own routines, to find balance between responsibility and self awareness. Kelly's words illustrated that the simplest acts, drinking coffee, breathing deeply, enjoying the quiet, are profound when approached with intention. Life doesn't always need grand moments. The richness often exists in the pauses, the small joys, and the attention we give to the present. Gratitude and recognition. The essence of Kelly's reflection was gratitude, an acknowledgement of shared moments with viewers built over years. She expressed thanks for loyalty, patience, and connection, celebrating the trust developed through consistent presence. Her words weren't performative but heartfelt, a reminder that recognition and appreciation enrich both those who give and those who receive them. The audience, in turn, responded with steady, respectful applause, a reflection not of obligation but of shared understanding. This interaction underscored the beauty of mutual acknowledgement, when openness and gratitude meet attention and appreciation, creating a circle of connection that is both simple and profoundly human. Lessons in authenticity. Kelly spoke about identity as fluid, about roles as experiences rather than definitions, and about the value of pause, reflection, and self-honor. Her message emphasized that evolving, resting, and embracing change are acts of courage rather than failure. This perspective invited viewers to reconsider their own lives, to see that personal growth doesn't erase the past but builds upon it. By framing life's shifts as natural and honorable, she encouraged a compassionate approach to oneself, blending self-awareness with gratitude. The tone was calm yet purposeful, leaving viewers with a sense of reassurance, a recognition that honesty with oneself is a lifelong practice that nurtures confidence, connection, and peace. Moving forward with an intention. The broadcast concluded without dramatics or finality, leaving viewers with a quiet sense of completion. Kelly and Mark's presence affirmed that transitions can be gentle, reflective, and intentional, built on the foundation of experiences already lived. The moment lingered as a reminder that growth is not abrupt, that reflection is not weakness, and that honoring oneself is an essential part of life. It was an invitation to approach change with mindfulness, to embrace each new chapter with openness, and to recognize the enduring beauty of everyday moments shared authentically with intention and care. Life beyond the spotlight. As the cameras faded and the set emptied, the lasting impression was not speculation or drama, but recognition of life's evolving rhythm. The audience understood that gratitude and growth can coexist, that honesty and reflection leave lasting marks, and that shared human experiences resonate beyond any platform. Kelly's openness demonstrated that even public lives carry private wisdom, and that embracing change with sincerity enriches not just the individual, but those who witness it. Life continues in motion, yet moments like these offer grounding, a gentle reminder that authenticity, empathy, and self-honor are timeless, carrying lessons that extend far beyond any broadcast or routine. A lasting human connection. The final sentiment lingered in hearts and minds. This was not a performance, nor a goodbye, but a shared reflection. Kelly and Mark illustrated that authenticity can bridge distance, honesty can foster empathy, and gentle presence can leave profound impact. The moment celebrated the power of being fully present, acknowledging change, and honoring one's journey without pretense. Viewers were reminded that life's richness lies in openness, in connection, and encouraged to show oneself authentically. This quiet, reflective morning became a testament to human resilience, understanding, and gratitude, leaving an imprint far more enduring than words ever could.